over to you. Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for welcoming me. And Emma, thank you for this great introduction. Boris, that guy just now, I think he had the toughest part of all of us. There was a break, and now he came back and he got all of you awake again, and I hope you're all excited. So, Boris, thank you very much for warming up the crowd. My name is Sebastian Herz, and I would call myself a startup and a business enthusiast. And in the last, 10 years, in the last decade, we've built several businesses, mostly around the e-commerce industry, and that's product businesses as well as service businesses. Yeah, and I guess I can say proudly together, I'm looking for her. There she is, together with my beautiful partner in life and in crime, Julia. I want to thank you from here, from the stage, and thank you so much. No, thank you so much for always being there for me and being here for all of us. Now, as you probably can imagine, I do have sometimes a little bit of an issue. I'm sometimes a little bit torn between the consumer side, which all of us are, and the company, the founder side, right? I mean, there's the consumer side and the money-making side, and that sometimes really doesn't get along, or you think, okay, that makes a little bit of trouble. This is what I want to speak here about and hopefully engage a few of you in the belief of building a business and or if you can succeed with it. Now, first of all, I would say in today's world, I mean, the world is amazing. If you look at what's available right now on the market in terms of products, in terms of services, in terms of solutions, it's insane, it's mind-blowing what all of those products out there can solve, and so many of them, how affordable they are. That talking from the standpoint of a business owner and a founder is, okay, there's so much out there already, can you still build something? Now, when you look at the consumers, you can, of course, understand by more and more of those products coming into the market that they expect things to be more reliable, more sustainable, cheaper, better. I should have put the cheaper in the end to give the big shock, but of course, I mean, so and so many more products are coming out. Question is really, is it possible actually that we can build another business? Startups, they want to change the world. We want to change the world with our own products, brands, and services as well. And maybe I can ask some of you, who ever thought of building a business on his or her own, or it own, they own? Here we go. I raise both of my hands because obviously I'm a little bit obsessed with it. Who has started a business? Who has one? That's quite a few. Congrats. Awesome. Nice. And I guess many of you have seen also the challenge of, hey, is there actually still something possible? Do we want to make money? Can we make money, and how? And now, especially when we look at products that are out there now in the market. I'm German, I'm allowed to complain. If you go to one of the discounters, right, and you see a chicken live there, defeathered, deep frozen, ready to cook, raised, killed, everything, and they cost $2.99, I was like, oh my God, what do we do in Germany? My better half, she's Russian, she comes to Germany a lot of, who's a foreigner? Well, I'm not, but whoa, okay. So you probably are shocked what's happening in Germany, right? Food is cheap. You go into the stores and then you see that and you ask yourself, hey, by the way, all of the images are AI generated. But you can imagine this is more cruel, right? But if I now tell you, because we're also into the big box retail business, the high street stores, that many of those discounters, they take 40 or 50% of the retail price of the RRP. And you can imagine that a chicken life raising, feeding, killing, freezing, and everybody in between is earning money on $1 or €1.50 to maybe €2. That's shocking. That's mass production with very, very little profit. Now, look at Christmas. All right, here we have the happy chicken. You maybe go to your local farmer, and what you will then find is the goose, the duck, that you have from your local farmer. What do they cost? There's some available for 30 or 40 euros, and you may say, it's like, yeah, they earn it, we should buy from them, at least for Christmas. Let's look at another example. Wine. Myself, I'm shocked actually that all of us Germans, why are we not alcoholics, every single one of us? If you go to the supermarkets, to discounters, you see wine standing there on the lower shelves for $1.99. Bottle, production, distribution, and everybody's making money. And please remember those retailers, 40-50% for a commodity product, not so special. Not a lot of profit. Which way? This way. For me, it's down here over here. The expensive wines that have aged for decades, that are older than me, they cost a lot more money. There's a lot more profit in there as well, right? I think you may see where I'm going already with this. Now let's look at another one. Here it becomes very, very obvious, I hope. You can see that this is AI generated. I'm not intending to address any specific brand, but let's talk about some cheap products out there, yeah? Some cheap cosmetics where I can tell you a little bit of industry secrets. All of those cosmetics, because they water. The majority is water, and no, it's not good for your skin. Water dries out your skin, that's why you shouldn't shower every day. But the majority of the ingredients, they're being stretched with water. And they're cheap. Plastic. Half the size of what could be in there. Maybe not produced in Germany, and well, we talk about, again, mass and price, right? Now look at those other ones. Also AI generated. Huge packaging, nice for marketing, everything great. Tiny, tiny little cream in there. And believe me, 60 to 85%, many of them water. But some of those big boxes with small products, $750, $1,200 for one single can or jar. Of course, there's also other ones in there that say 60, 70, 80 euros for a pop of cream, and let's say 50 milliliters in there. Majority water. Has anybody heard about a blue ocean strategy? Good. Cheap products, expensive products, nothing really in between. Wine is one of the best examples of blue ocean strategy. There were several brands by now coming in and putting products right in the middle. Now imagine, you take those cheap products and make them better. Easy. You take those big brands and try to make them cheaper. And or you take those big expensive brands, you make them better and cheaper and put them right there in the middle. All of you can understand that there's not a lot of profit to make. Those cheap brands, they don't make a lot of profit. Those big brands, they do, but if you want to make the products better than that, you make them double the price, that's not the target. You make double the contents, you produce it in Germany, for example, locally, and you reduce the price. You can imagine that the margin goes down, right? And there's not a lot of margin to spend on advertising. How do you bring this business then out? How do you bring this to the consumers and tell them about your product? Is there any possibility? Well, what I want to show you here right now, I'm trying to hide the name because of course it shouldn't be a self-advertising, but that's our own cosmetics brand. And what we do is actually we have no water in there. 100% active ingredients. We don't stretch our ingredients with water. We don't take the little ingredients and make them large. Nope. We make everything active ingredients. Plus, we make it double as large as most of them deliver. Plus, we make them in Germany. Plus, we make them half the price. Not of the $750, but half the price of, like, let's say $80 or $90. I don't have margin for advertising. I don't have margin to buy myself ads that I need to put in so the products are being shown top left on Amazon. So that you click on that and like, oh, it's the best product. No, it's not the best product. It's the one that stands on there in the first advertising spot, and that's the most expensive spot. Well, now here comes the question. What can you do actually to get the people and to make them understand and buy? Well, there may be another question. We're today in the age of information. Consumers are not dumb. I hope I put out a good word. I just said that you're not dumb. But at the same time, of course, I mean, I'm a consumer myself, and we are not dumb. Why? Because it's the age of information. We can find everything out. We can find out the good, the bad, and the ugly of the companies and the products. We can understand how was it produced? Why did they produce it? What's the mission behind there? Why do I want to build this product? And what is the story behind there? What the big expensive ones, for example, do, and the cheap ones? And why is the product better? And maybe also to show that you don't make that much margin. You rely on a very different thing. You can build a business, even with smaller margin, telling the story of why it matters to you. Why did we start founding a cosmetics cream back then? Well, because also I come to the age where wrinkles start, where I start looking older, and my wife always tells me, Sebastian, start lotioning your hands, you're so dry. I used to lotion my hands when, it got bloody and when it got so dry. And then we looked on the market and we understood, hey, there's so many expensive brands. I don't want to spend that much money for that, and the cheap ones, well, they don't work, so let's do something better. And then you tell and educate the market, whatever product it is, whether it's the chicken, whether it's the wine, whether it's cosmetics, If you tell the educated consumers what's happening out there, what's the truth in the industry, what's your emotion, why did you build a business, why do you want to revolutionize the market, and how, you can educate your customers, because they are then also the ones who spread the word. The question is, who is changing the world? Is it the startups or is it the consumers? And let me tell you one thing, it is you. It's not the startups who change the world, it's all of you out there, and us as well as consumers. I'll prove that later on. What can you do as a consumer in order to change the world? Well, who has bought a product in the past where you say, wow, I'm excited about that, the product is cool, that really fascinated me? Somewhere? Yeah, I bet all of you did. Now, my better half, we are still somewhat meat eaters, but she bought herself vegan-made shoes, or shoes completely vegan. They cost a bit more, but she's super fascinated about the emotions behind it, the connections, the reason, everything. And she tells friends, she tells colleagues, she tells it, and she wears them, and is proud of wearing them. Yes, they're more expensive, but you don't buy them that often. All right, fine. So one of the things, what we can do in this world, and that is what is shocking me in Germany, we have a phrase for that in German, nicht gemeckert ist genug Lob. If you're living in a country where there's a phrase for not complaining should be praise enough, I feel embarrassed as a German, really. And who is German? I thought all of you are foreigners, what now? All right, we're world champions, right? What are we world champions in? Throw it out.
Basketball.
What, somewhere over there? So, but, no, you know what, here. We're world champions in complaining, and this is why I can complain about those Germans, or maybe I should not. Now, we're also active with all of our startup companies. Last year, we brought out more than 1,000 new products for our customers. We helped them realize them, every single one of them better than what exists on the market. Most of them sell on Amazon, and we have connections to a few Amazon people, and you know what they say? Germany is the review laziest country in the world. If we do what do? We complain. Just today, this morning, we sinned. I sinned already, I have to admit. On the way here, we stopped at McDonald's, had breakfast this morning. I looked at the map and was like, where's the next McDonald's? I kind of feel like, this bad, greasy breakfast. And we looked it up and it was like 5,000 something reviews, 2.9 stars. And I was like, this sounds like it's going to support my presentation. 2.9 stars out of 5,000 reviews. We went to that place and we went in and said, I don't see. They were super friendly. They were bringing the food. They were smiling. I really didn't get it. Why 2.9 stars? Yes, I noticed from the Ausländeramt, from the authorities for foreigners in Munich, they suck. And I can understand that they get 1 point something stars. But now, what else can we do? Let's stop and let's think about it. Let's live to it. If you find a product and you do like it, you like your vegan shoes, babe, you know what? Go buy more of them. Just not so many, but buy them. Don't go to those cheap stores anymore that, I'm not going to give any names, but child labor enforced, cheap production, where a t-shirt costs like $3. I mean, come on. On the other hand, what else can you do? Share and tell. Did anybody like, the same thing, that's what we got to do later as an exercise. All of you have done something great right now, and I hope, if it's not my speech, but then the other one, but all of you have bought a TEDx ticket. Isn't that something amazing? I mean, TEDx is a cool event. It brings out ideas. So share about it. Tell people, for example, hey, there was a cool presentation, the AI. I'm so sad I missed that one. But that was a great presentation. Go share about it. This one is going to change your life. Christmas is going to come. Your wife or your husband is going to have a birthday. Valentine's Day. Sorry, babe, I didn't get you anything. But this is going to change your life. I always have the troubles, like, what am I going to give as a present? And it's like, well, you know what? The things that you liked, your vegan shoes, the good clothing, the good cosmetics, or a TEDx ticket, give it to somebody. That solves your problems for all the Christmas presents. Reviews. It is so simple to make a review. You know what we're going to do right now? I hope I get your approval, but you're more than 10 people, so what? I'm going to do that right now. You know what, guys? I'm so proud right now. This is amazing. Here, being at the TEDx stage, That event, TEDx, is amazing. It shares a lot of ideas. It is worth spreading, really. And you know what? I do believe that there are a lot of people out there. Let's go to more TEDx events. Do me a favor, show me that you do like TEDx. It is worth it. It is really, really, really good. That TEDx is simply amazing. So you know what I'm going to do with this? I'm going to go to Google. I'm going to go to Facebook. I'm going to hit 5 stars and I'm going to share that video. What kind of effects this can have, I'll show you. Who's an influencer? Come on, don't be so shy. There's some people raised their hands earlier. All right, there's an influencer. Yes, some of you are. You know what? You can share and you reach a lot of people. And Johanna Whittaker, where is she? On Newstar, on TikTok and Instagram, right? She's an influencer. Now, who of you knows an influencer? Who has seen like an influencer like for cosmetics, knows them, or maybe just know them online on Instagram or TikTok? You know what? You can go to them and tell them, hey, I found this and that product. Why don't you share a little bit about this? I'm not affiliated with them, but I find them cool. I think this would be awesome in your channel. They have the power of voice, and you know what that will help? The consumers will decide which products are great, because they, in the age of information, can find out what is the good product, which one is right. Journalists, same story. If you know a journalist, let them know about it. They should talk about it. Now, if you even want to earn money with this, well, imagine that. You can get affiliate fees for being in there and or in one of the ambassador programs. 20. 20 is a number of people that we usually know closely. Friends, colleagues, family, we shouldn't forget, parents and so, of course. Now, if all of us, and I assume we would be 200 people, but I think we're 280 right now in terms of chairs, we could raise 280 by 20, 5,600 people, right? The close ones. There is a guy which is called Robin Dunbar, I think like in the 70s right now. He figured out that we can hold a close relationship to about 150 people out there. That means the ones that we're acquainted, that we somewhat have a relationship with, and well, calculate that up to, I'm not going to do this 280 by, no. But imagine that would be 30,000 people. And in today's world, thanks to Instagram, to Facebook, you probably heard about the Facebook graph, how we're all moving closer together, how many people we know. You know what? Easily, we may affect 500 people, and that's us here in the room. 500, like this, maybe can get times 280 is 140,000 people, I think, if we just, share something about TEDx. Give TEDx another hand. Short ones, I see I'm running out of time. We're motorcycle freaks. We did a world travel. We moved from Singapore in 242 days back home to Germany, working full time. So anybody want to build a business on a motorcycle, even in the desert of Gobi, you have better internet than in Germany. It works. That top thing there on the left side is I need to bring my motorcycle, the one that we were on the world travel actually, of course, to TUV to get my approval to ride on the road. Short story, I need to go to that shop. Well, this scooter is not my bike, but that shop fixed my bike because they told me, nah, you're not gonna pass. So I went there and I took a picture here and a picture there, and well, I just posted them online. I was super happy still about the service. TUV, Kfz Prüfstelle München Nord. Super friendly people. It was nice. It was a good pleasure. I left them 5 stars. That number over there, Google told me, and this is weirdly thing, the most, what do you call it? The most non-normal reviews. 656,000 people have seen that image. 170,000 of this little workshop. Which way? This way. There. A postal shop, 120,000 views. I was like, what? A cafe in Leipzig, which I got to know, 161,000 seen the picture. And we left a few reviews just on TripAdvisor, and I had, without really doing much, 385,000 readers of the few posts that I've done on what is it, on TripAdvisor. Now I have it. You have the power. You are the ones who can change the world. And that's what I want to say. Whether you want to build a business or you just want to be a consumer, you can change the world. The only thing you have to do is don't become a world champion in complaining. Thank you very much.